Hey guys, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. We're gonna continue this Let's Play, and hopefully, even though it's an Iron Man mode, it goes better than my previous campaigns. But, I want to see how much left we have to do for trucks. I know it's quite a bit, but I want to see how much we actually have in regards to a deficit. So, we are almost 4,000 trucks in debt, but we're making about 13 per day, point something or other, but that's really low, so I'm not going to count that. I'm not going to round up on that. Let's see what we got going in the construction queue here. Okay, so it's not going to be too much longer before we get the infrastructure stuff built, and I believe, if we're being honest, I'm going to take and build some new ports, just max this stuff out so we can get enough ports to manufacture the sizable navy that we want to manufacture. Make sure we have enough to really crank out U-boats here, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to basically mass produce U-boats, and essentially they are the weakest ship in the game. That is true, but I think if we make enough of them, by the time we trigger a war with Britain and France, we should be able to gain naval superiority within the English Channel. Once we have that and we take out France, I'm going to invade England via naval invasion. So that's the plan, but we have to grab Poland, industrialize Poland, and then grab these two tiny states, Belgium and the Netherlands. And that's going to give us a second front on France. I'm also going to try and deal with Italy at the same time, because in this playthrough, I'm going to try and make it so that Germany stands alone and still beat it. It's going to be difficult, but that's the plan. And I'm going to watch this construction queue. I will keep you guys updated when something happens. Alright, so we have the national focus that increases our rubber production. So we're gonna go get another one and see what we're gonna go from here. I'm gonna go with the Army Innovations. So let's go with that. And we got new mobile infantry divisions. I'm just going to continue to send them to the mobile infantry commander as they come off of the recruitment queue. And then once he hits 24, I'm actually hoping he hits 24 before we go to war with Poland, but at this point, with this many people on the line, I don't think we'll have a problem. So we could do it without 224 stacks, but I would like to have 224 stacks. Okay, so now we got radio as technology, and I'm gonna see what else we can't do here. Radar, that'd be useful. I'm gonna institute some of that whenever we get the infrastructure a little bit higher. Man, enough political power to do that, so we won't be doing that. I'm basically trying to get some free XP for every type of unit that we're going to be using, but we don't have the political power to be doing that right now. Actually, you know what? Come think of it, we got 94 army XP, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit these mobile infantry divisions here, change them a little bit here. I'm going to give them a maintenance company, and that's all we're going to do right now, but we're researching field hospitals right now, so I'm going to be giving them that as well. I think these mobile infantry trucks are going to blow right through Poland like it's butter, because the typical infantry division that does not involve trucks actually does it as well, but due to the fact that these trucks have a speed modifier and they're really meant to hit hard and fast, I think we're gonna cut right through these like no tomorrow. So we'll see actually what happens, but I can almost guarantee you within days the war is gonna be over. Things are heating up in Asia, over in Asia, so we're gonna see the Japanese make their move pretty quick here as well. check on this. Yeah, they're turning fastest quite quickly, honestly. Our war support is 40%. And we're starting to work on the infrastructure. The infrastructure typically goes by pretty quick. So we should be getting those ports that I put in the construction queue pretty quick here. Only on the prefaces that the infrastructure typically goes pretty quick. Yeah, Japan declares war on China right now. So they're making their move right now. What do we want to do here? Yeah, let's get some naval ports here. That's gonna help us out in regards to production of U-boats. Like I said, U-boats might be the weakest ship you can produce in the game, other than transport ships. But I'm going to produce so many of them that by the time the war starts with Britain and France, it's gonna be too late. My plan is to basically smash them with numbers in regards to naval forces. Okay, so now we got construction level 2, so we should be constructing things faster now. And this army is up to 17 divisions at this point in time. I'm gonna put some training exercises on these guys just for a little bit, and that's gonna cause us to use fuel because there's trucks in there. But I would at least like to have them, if possible, trained by the time the war kicks off. And even greater, I would like to have them at regular before the war kicks off. So I guess it is what it is. Oh, I gotta get that new technology. I forgot about that. What we're gonna do now is actually get a supply depot. Deal with these doctrines here. No, I'm not gonna get a new doctrine because that's gonna cost us army XP right now. So what I'm going to do is actually try to research supply companies and put them in with the mobile infantry and such. Yeah, supply company, here we go. That's gonna help with the minor supply issues that we have. I'm also going to go into my construction queue and try and get some railroads built so that we can resolve the minor supply issues that we have. Okay, if we go down that road and we let that build, we should be alright. So I'm gonna go down to the bottom here and drag this to the top. So hopefully it resolves the supply issues, the minor supply issues we have in Poland here. It's not letting me drag it. It's so much easier to drag. I don't really like to freaking, click this all the time. There we go. Jeez. Alright, there we go. Yeah. We have 28 days of fuel. So we need to get some more fuel containers and fuel production places. But as of right now, can't do that because I don't want to make the construction queue too big. So we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, let's go to supply map mode. Wherever this is at. This? Okay. Yeah, that's very minor supplies issues. But it would seem to me that we probably need to build a depot in there, which is not going to be built before. I'm going to guarantee that, but it needs to be done. So we're going to push this to the top so that it gets done. There we go. Pushing the supply depot to the top. That way the next war that we have, it's going to give us supplies, and it's going to build things off of the construction queue before that supply depot gets on, to be honest. But we got our naval national focus done. Let's see what that did, because I know I preemptively made it so that the naval sections that we do get automatically fill out. So it automatically filled out this one. That's pretty sweet. So we're going to be working on the other 3 production lines now in regards to U-boats. Again, as I said in the last episode, we have 2 going to 1 fleet, and then the other 2 producing for the other fleet. So as a result, we should have 2 bloody massive fleets. Do we actually have a war goal being claimed right now? No, we don't. Oh, that's right, because I didn't have enough political power to actually do it. Okay, so we'll actually get that going now. As a result, that supply depot may or may not be done by the time the war kicks off, because I had forgotten from the last episode that we didn't have enough political power to do it earlier. And obviously now we do. but as a result, we should get the supply benefit from this depot once it is completed, because it's not even close to being done. However, it takes quite a long time to justify a war goal, especially when the low tension of the game is not all that high. So we have 18 divisions, well 19 divisions of 24 over there of the mobile infantry. So we shouldn't have any problems when we finally invade that issue. So now the supply problems over here are getting worse because we have more divisions on that line. But like I said, once that depot is built, we should not have a problem anymore. September. Okay. I'm hesitant to do this because there's going to be a little bit of the debuff, but I also want to keep my weapons updated as well. There we go. Now we got our boy the perk that he had since the beginning. I just didn't have any of that political stuff to be able to do that. Yeah, as you can see, the infrastructure goes very, very quick. Now we got 20 divisions on that line, on that section of the line there, which is going to make the supply issue worse. But like I said, once that supply depot is built, you shouldn't have any problems. And other than that, we have pretty great supply otherwise. It's only that section of the line, so I'm not going to complain. I expected it to be a lot worse, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna get excavation number 2. That's gonna help us with extraction of raw materials. Okay, so we got another naval national focus. Let's see what that did for us, actually. So it put a couple more naval ports on that second production line for U-boats. So as of right now, I wouldn't say the rate at which we're making U-boats is alarming, but it's getting there. Because that one fleet has 47 U-boats. The other one has 16, okay? So that is over 50 U-boats. You know, they said back in World War II that Carl Dönitz actually asked for a fleet of about 300 U-boats because he knew if he had that, he could win the war. Which he was right. At the beginning, they call it the happy times, but at the beginning, he very could have won the war based on that. It's just that Carl Dönitz was denied his U-boat funding or production until late, and Hitler kept denying him the request for it. And that's part of the reason they lost the War of Atlantic, or Battle of Atlantic, or Tonnage War, as Carl Dönitz called it. Because Carl Dönitz planned for the War of the Atlantic, well, I should say Battle of the Atlantic. I keep meaning to say battle, but it's coming out war. He was trying to choke out the supplies to Britain because most of their supplies came from importation. So if he cut the supplies from the merchant ships going into Britain, he could have starved out Britain, okay? And that's what his plan was. And he very well could have succeeded in doing it if he had the U-boats that he asked for. Alright, we got more recruits ready to go into the army. Alright, 21 out of 24, guys. Yeah, and now there is a substantial supply issue in there. But, let's see how far this is off from doing that. Also need to take them off of training exercises, because enough of them are regular. I probably should stop them before we run out of fuel, because they're barely gonna make it across the country of Poland as is. So if I run the fuel down too low doing training exercises, that's not gonna be good. The majority of these guys are regular, so that's good news. 1938 radar. Let's check out that supply depot we got going on. Yeah, actually that supply depot might be built before the wars even started, which would be really beneficial, to be honest. We got 22 divisions. I'm not going to train these guys up to regular because there's enough of them that we don't need to do that. Can we update the Navy? It would seem that really can't. Not really. Yeah. So the next class of submarine Marine is actually a 1940 issue. So we're just gonna have to wait until 1940 to go on and continue with that. Yep, that depot is almost done, guys. And once that happens, I'm gonna run a train track connecting to it to another one. And that should resolve the supply issues over there. We got one more division, and that mobile infantry army is filled out. That point in time, I'm gonna stop recruiting soldiers just for the time being and let them catch up, honestly. So let's take these off here. We have 2 complete armies. I think that'll be enough to deal with Poland right now. It's like the supply scenario has improved. No, it's gotten worse actually, because this part was never a factor at the beginning. But again, once that depot gets built in a matter of days, that shouldn't be a problem. That should not be a problem at all. We're gonna get an anti-tank gun here. And what should start to happen is we should start to cut the deficit of trucks. Oh yeah, we definitely cut it. Before we were in debt 3,000 trucks, we are now 56 trucks in debt. Okay, so pretty much all of our truck divisions have what they need right now in regards to trucks. What about support equipment? We're in the deficit of 30 for those. 96 trains. Okay. Man, getting these naval production national focuses is honestly really beneficial, to be honest. Yeah, let's go with that. Give the U-boats some more support. That's going to give us some more free dockyards as well. That's not counting what we're already building in the queue, which they're going to go by real quick because the infrastructure is honestly, considering everything, almost done. Alright, once we do that, that should feed some more supplies in, I would think. I don't know what this X on the depot means. I know it's something to do with the fact that it's not working the way it should, but let me... Oh, I see. So let's actually run train track that goes from that point to... Where's Berlin? That's what I want to know. Come on. Where's Berlin? I'm having a hard time finding it. It's kind of hard to see on this particular map filter. Hang on. Let me turn this filter off real quick so I can find it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, Berlin is right there. Alright, so let's build a track that goes from there to... Yes. Okay, so I'm looking right at it. It's a little bit disoriented a little bit, so we need to build a track that goes from that point down to Berlin. Here we go. Now, we can go down to this, and I'm gonna this track out, and I'm gonna push these tracks up so that they can be connected to the capital. Alright, well, that fixed it. You know, a little bit awkward, but we really can't send anything because we're not producing a lot of planes as it is. That's gonna change, but as of right now, we're not doing that. So we kind of need to hoard our planes for ourselves. Now, the supply issue down there is completely resolved. So that's awesome, actually. Excavation 2 is now completed. And I think we're gonna do the war next time, guys. I know in the last episode that we were gonna do it this time, but honestly, I don't want to make these videos too long, even though I am cutting them down. It just makes it a little bit harder the longer I play. So I'm certain that we'll be doing it next time. It's just that I want to keep these videos manageable for you guys to watch. So we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to push that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time on the next episode of Hearts of Iron 4.